Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's DLloyd. So tomorrow is the big game. Kentucky versus Georgia, number 6 versus number 9 for the SEC East championship, essentially. Whoever wins is going to the SEC title game. You guys know me if you've been following me for a while. I graduated from the University of Kentucky. That is my alum. And I'm beyond excited for this game. The biggest game in Lexington, Kentucky in decades and centuries, essentially. It's been a long time since we had a huge game like this in Lexington. Georgia's coming in off a win against Florida. Of course, they're going to be all riled up. They had a great second half against Florida, and they're at number 6. You know, maybe if LSU lost, maybe, of course, Notre Dame or Michigan lost, you're right back in there in the hunt to make the playoffs. When you look at Kentucky, the only loss this season came to Texas A&M in overtime, and they're looking for a win which could jump them essentially into the hunt to try to make the playoffs as well, especially when you look at the rest of Kentucky's schedule. They don't really play nobody. The toughest game they have the rest of the way from here on out is going to be Louisville. So that is going to be where Kentucky needs to capitalize. But how is this game going to pan out? Of course, that's what I'm going to let you know, my opinion. And you guys let me know your opinions in the comment section below. So Kentucky, all year long, it's been the Benny Snell show. Running back, almost 1,000 yards rushing this season. He's going to get the ball 20 to 25 times, essentially guaranteed every single night. Kentucky also has one of the best defenses out there. Hasn't given up more than 20 points all season long. I expect the defense to be there. And you look at Josh Allen, who I think is the best pass rusher in the country. He's going to be a first-round pick, a top half of the first-round pick. This guy could do absolutely everything at the outside linebacker position. I like Kentucky's defense. They're one of those teams that kind of sneak up on you. You don't think they're as good as they are. But once they get the lead, the defense, they're able to shut teams down. They're going to grind out the game with Benny Snell. However, Kentucky's offense, besides Benny Snell, is not that great. You look at the quarterback transfer from Oregon, essentially Terry Wilson. To say the least, he's scary. And I always call him Scary Terry. And the reason why I say this is because he typically looks scared to throw the football. We have more rushing yards with Benny Snell than Terry Wilson has passing yards this season. But last week, he got the job done against Missouri. 200 yards passing, which we have not seen essentially all season long. And a game-winning drive. Yes, Kentucky did get bailed out. But if they can come out, they can pass the ball a little bit. We don't have to be great throwing the football. But if you could throw the football a little bit, take an early lead somehow, and then grind the rest out with Rose, of course, and Benny Snell, I think Kentucky has a great chance. However, Jake Fromm's able to get an early lead. Kentucky now battling from behind. Their defense, I think, will be able to do a decent job stopping Georgia. I don't think Georgia's going to score 30 or 40 points. I think at the most, you're looking at about that 27, 28-point range for Georgia. But it's definitely plausible that they score under 20, just like every other team that went against this Kentucky defense. The whole question is, and how this game is going to play out is, what can Kentucky's offense do? If they struggle like they have been the past few weeks, if they're unable to get a lead at all, and they're forced to throw the football, Georgia will be able to shut that down, and I think Georgia wins this game. But I think Kentucky, they're going to have a lot of people in that stadium going crazy for them. I think they're going to have the adrenaline flowing. Like I said, this is the biggest game. Of course, you're either going to show up or you're going to crumble. I think Kentucky shows up, and I may be a little biased, but I think Kentucky is able to pull out the victory against Georgia. If you ask me what the score is going to be, I'm going to go 24-17. That's what I think the final score will be. I think Kentucky will be able to edge this out. I think they'll be able to pass the ball a little bit because teams, the only way they've been able to stop Kentucky is to load up the box because you know Benny Snell's going to get the football. If Kentucky's able to establish some sort of passing game, it doesn't have to be great, some sort of passing game early and then start pounding out the rock. We know Benny Snell gets better as the game goes on, as our lineman, as he's able to wear down those linebackers. he'll be able to break one. I think he goes for over 100, maybe even 125 plus yards in this one, and they get the victory. But that is my prediction for this big game. Of course, I'll be watching. I wish I could be there in Lexington. I just can't get down there. So I'm going to be watching it on TV. But you guys let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comment section below. Am I crazy for thinking that Kentucky could somehow pull off this upset? Do you think Georgia's going to win? Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below. It's your boy D Lloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.